Good evening. The news summary for this Thursday, 5th March. The Cabinet of Ministers has approved the harvesting of Sooty-Tern eggs in 2026. However, experts will first determine how many eggs can be collected and which islands will be used for the harvesting. The Cabinet also approved the signing of a fishing agreement between Seychelles and Mauritius. The agreement will allow licensed tuna fishing vessels from both countries to operate in each other's waters. It will include rules, limits, and fees for the vessels and will run for 3 years. In addition, the government has pledged continued support for the ASP Connect system used to deliver social protection services. The government will receive technical assistance from the Price Waterhouse Coopers during 2026 to address technical issues and improve the system. The Department of Information Communication Technology will lead the transition to so the government can fully manage the system in future. The UN coordinator for Mauritius and Seychelles, Lisa Singh, paid President Dr. Patrick Amini a courtesy call at State House yesterday afternoon. During the visit, Ms. Singh discussed several issues with the President, including the impact of the current war in the Middle East on Seychelles' tourism industry, which is one of the main pillars of the economy. One of the main topics of discussions during her visit was the fact that the Seychelles ranking under the multi-dimensional vulnerability index MVI does not fully reflect the country's challenges. Ms. Singh also paid a courtesy call to Vice President Sebastien Pillay to discuss topics pertaining the fishing industry and environment.
You have this measurement called the multi-dimensional vulnerability index, which is supposed to complement the GDP to per capita income index, because normally Seychelles is not eligible any at all to concessional financing because it's considered a high income country. So, that leaves a very small fiscal space for Seychelles to really address key issues of adaptation, food security, even the investments that its peoples need. The country is very dependent on two sectors, fisheries and tourism. And right now we saw how immediately impacted tourism is. And fishery too is impacted, right? So we need to have a strategic mindset which looks ahead to see how diversification can take place. New challenges we are seeing is like drug is a big issue. Youth are very, very impacted, and this is a very serious issue for a small country like Seychelles, which has 100,000, a little bit over 100,000. So when the young are impacted, you're talking about the future generation, which won't be there if you don't take care, right?
The Ministry of Environment, Climate, Energy and Natural Resources is prioritizing projects this year in the area of energy, climate change mitigation, waste management, and biodiversity conservation. While presenting the ministry's budget of 145 million and 79,000 rupees, which was approved this morning by the National Assembly, Minister Maïmé Jérémy stated that the ministry is also receiving extra budgetary support from international funds to support the implementation of these projects. This year, the Departments of Environment and Climate Change have received an increase of 38 million rupees compared to the 2025 budget. Minister Jeremy also responded to a question regarding whether the condition for the construction of a hotel on Assumption Island are being respected. She explained that no construction work has resumed so far, and the authorities are insisting that all necessary biodiversity assessment facilities be put in place before any development proceeds. The social, cultural, and historical aspects of Assumption Island were central to the evidence presented before the Commission of Inquiry into the Assumption hotel project. Appearing before the commission this morning was Mr. Patrick Belwi, who has served as chairman of the board of directors of IDC for the past 6 years, since 2017. He has also been involved in the production of 3 documentaries on Assumption, 2 focusing on its history, and the third one on the situation on the island before the hotel project started. Mr. Belwi expressed concern that insufficient attention has been given to the social, cultural, and historical heritage of Assumption, which he believes should be preserved. This includes the cemetery and the foundation of certain structures used by the first group of people who lived and worked on the island, namely the original village, particularly during the guano mining operations in the 1920s. There were also several structures from the IDC village that are still standing and should be preserved.
Indeed, I hope that by mentioning and showing them during this session of the inquiry, I can provide an extra layer of protection to prevent them from being wiped out during any further development, be it of the Qatari Hotel project or the proposed Seychelles Coast Guard station. Okay, so they aren't out of danger yet. And I hope that the stakeholders will be aware there are these structures. Let's not wipe them out.
That's the end of this news summary. Join me at 8 for the news bulletin in Creole. Until then, have a pleasant evening.